You are not losing because you are weak. You are losing because you are easy to read. You already feel that truth pressing on your chest every night. You see what they are doing before they even finish the sentence. You watch the tone shift. You notice the smile that is not a smile. You understand the game, but you do not win it. You watch yourself stay calm, stay fair, stay strong, and still walk away smaller than the person who just smiled at you. That is not stress. That is not bad luck. That is the suffocating weight of knowing exactly what is happening and still refusing to become the kind of person who survives it. Listen carefully. I am not here to motivate you. I'm here to show you something you will never unsee again. Machiavelli wrote, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." What does that mean for you right now, tonight? It means the person who wins is never the person who looks strongest. It is the person nobody fully understands until it is already too late. You believe strength would protect you. You believed being calm would make them respect you. You believed that if you stayed solid long enough, the room would eventually notice. Look at what actually happened. They did notice you. They studied you. They measured you. Then they adjusted around you like you were a fixed object that never changes. Strength makes you predictable. Predictable people are easy to manage. Easy people are easy to ignore. Easy people become invisible without even realizing it. You think the strongest person in the room scares everyone. That is wrong. The strongest person in the room gets profiled first. Everyone watches how they react. Everyone tests where they bend. Everyone learns exactly what they will tolerate. Sun Tzu did not win because he attacked harder. He won because nobody could predict when he would move. You see the difference? Strength creates attention. Uncertainty creates fear. Which one have you been building all this time? You walk into a room and try to look strong. You speak clearly. You answer quickly. You show control. Then they place you in a mental box within minutes. You become the reliable one, the calm one, the predictable one, the safe one. Do you understand what safe means in power? It means harmless. Here is the truth you avoided for years. Strength that can be seen becomes a target. Strength that stays hidden becomes power. Power is a language. You either speak it or you get spoken about. Every room already runs on it. Every smile, every pause, every interruption carries meaning. You noticed the language, but you never learned how to speak it back. You thought silence meant weakness. That mistake cost you more than you admit. Silence is not empty. Silence is a weapon when the person using it already decided what they will do next. You sit there thinking they are stronger. They sit there thinking you are predictable. Who do you think controls that room? Do not pretend this feels new. You already know the exact moment you realized it. The meeting where someone softer than you took the decision. The conversation where someone quieter than you controlled the direction. The moment you understood that strength without strategy turns into a performance nobody fears. You are still here. That matters, because what comes next separates the people who stay victims from the people who quietly become something dangerous. There is one thing most people never understand, and if you miss this part, you will never fix what happened to you. The most powerful move in any room looks exactly like surrender. That sounds weak. That sounds wrong. That is exactly why it works. Niccolò Machiavelli wrote about rulers who lost on purpose, not because they were weak, but because they wanted the enemy to relax. You think dominance starts with force. It actually starts with controlled weakness. When someone thinks they can beat you, they stop protecting themselves. They speak too openly. They reveal what they really want. They relax the mask they carefully built. Why do you think aggressive people always talk too much when they feel superior? Because confidence kills caution. Strategic vulnerability is not crying. It is not begging. It is not losing control. It is controlled exposure. You show one flaw that you choose, one small gap, one carefully selected weakness. Then you watch who runs toward it. You do not dominate first. You let them believe they already dominate you. That belief traps them more than any argument ever could. Look back at the last person who disrespected you. They did not attack you immediately. They tested you. They threw a small comment. They waited for your reaction. You stayed calm. You stayed strong. You stayed predictable. So they escalated. Now imagine the opposite. Imagine showing a controlled weakness before they test you. They become aggressive too early. They reveal their entire plan before they even realize it. Who controls the game then? You are not weak. You are simply honest. Honest people reveal everything without trying. Strategic people reveal nothing without choosing. You know exactly what I am talking about. You remember the moment you stayed quiet when you wanted to strike. You remember pretending not to notice disrespect just to avoid conflict. You remember acting strong while feeling completely exposed. That was not strength. That was survival without strategy. There are only two kinds of people watching this right now. The ones who still believe being nice will protect them, and the ones who already know it never did. The next part will feel uncomfortable because it forces you to see something inside yourself that you never admitted out loud. Dominant personalities do not fall because someone smarter attacks them. They fall because their ego refuses to ignore weakness. Julius Caesar understood this better than anyone. He pretended weakness in politics while his enemies exposed themselves through arrogance. They believed he was soft. They believed he was predictable. They believed they controlled him. Then one decision ended their entire position forever. You think your opponent wins because they are smarter. That is wrong. They win because you protect your image while they attack your hesitation. Ego cannot resist weakness. Ego needs to prove superiority. Ego needs to show control. Ego needs the moment where it crushes someone weaker. That is the moment where it becomes blind. When you expose a controlled flaw, they rush in, they speak faster, they push harder, they show impatience, they show fear without realizing it. You do not even need to attack. You only need to observe. Most people believe traps require aggression. That belief destroys them. The most powerful traps require stillness. Look at yourself honestly for 1 second. You have already stayed silent while someone disrespected you. Not because you were weak, because you were calculating whether the risk was worth it. You felt the anger. You swallowed it. You waited. You walked away. And then you hated yourself for it. But what if that silence was not weakness? What if that silence was the first part of a strategy you never finished? This is where the game changes completely. And if you miss this shift, you will stay the same person for the rest of your life. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." That sounds peaceful, but listen carefully. It means you do not react the way they expect. It means you refuse the emotional trap they built for you. It means you become impossible to predict. What does that mean for you tonight? It means the next time someone tests you, your silence becomes a weapon, not a shield. You think the trap closes when you attack. That belief makes you lose every time. The trap closes when they feel certain they already won. Look at the Cuban Missile Crisis. One side pretended restraint, one side believed dominance. The moment certainty appeared, the entire balance shifted. Power does not belong to the loud side. Power belongs to the side that waits longer than the other side can stay patient. Once someone commits to exploiting you, they cannot step back without losing face. Their ego locks them into the attack. That is when your position becomes stronger with every second you stay calm. Fake weakness becomes real power the moment the other person feels safe attacking you. That is the moment you finally understand the language of power. Not the loud version, not the aggressive version, the quiet version that moves the entire room without raising its voice. You feel it now, that dark satisfaction when you realize you do not need to prove anything anymore. You only need to let them prove everything about themselves. Silence is not empty. Silence is loaded. Silence forces the other person to reveal more than they planned. Silence forces mistakes. Silence forces exposure. That is why the calmest person often controls the outcome without speaking at all. Most people never reach this stage. They either explode too early or they surrender completely. You will not do either again. Think about the last time someone underestimated you. Think about how small they made you feel. Think about how calm they looked while they did it. Now imagine that same moment happening again, but this time you already understand the structure behind it. The ignored always become dangerous when they stop asking for recognition. That period when nobody takes you seriously is not punishment. It is preparation. Nobody studies you when they believe you are harmless. Nobody protects themselves against someone they think they already understand. That is your laboratory. That is where the transformation happens quietly, not loudly, not publicly, quietly and permanently. Steve Jobs understood this before anyone else around him did. He looked calm. He looked fragile. He looked emotional. Then he walked into a room and reshaped the entire decision without raising his voice. People thought they controlled him until the moment they realized they never did. True power looks fragile because it does not need noise. True power looks calm because it already knows the result. True power looks harmless because nobody recognizes it until it is too late to react. Weakness does not destroy you. Misunderstanding weakness destroys you. The moment you understand that difference, the entire game flips. Power is a language. You either learn to speak it or you spend your life being translated by someone stronger. Silence is a weapon. You either learn to use it or you become the person who fills the silence with mistakes. Being ignored is not failure. It is the stage where you become something they never prepared for. If you felt something shift inside you while listening to this, do not ignore it. Most people close the video and return to the same patterns tomorrow. A small group recognizes what just happened and refuses to go back. You do not follow this channel because you want motivation. You follow it because you are done pretending you do not see the game anymore. Pressing subscribe is not support. It is a decision about who you will become. Type this once and understand what you are saying when you do it. I do not ask for respect anymore. I create it. Because once you learn how to look weak without actually being weak, nobody ever reads you correctly again.